Hey everybody, it's Miss K and welcome to Miss K Gone Postal. Happy fuck yeah Friday, baby. We made it to the end of the damn week. Shalabobo. We done made it, y'all. We made it. We made it. So, if you guys saw this morning, I made a short video this morning, early for Miss K to go take my two tests I have for maintenance, which I applied for. Remember, I told you guys there was nationwide. There are openings in maintenance for career employees to apply. And then what happens is when you apply, excuse me, y'all, for the positions, they will kick back an email to you so you could take the test. So I applied for this about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. So they kicked back to me on Monday that they received the application and that I had tests to take. So I checked the boxes for everything. So I applied to be custodian, maintenance, whatever. So I did that so I can take all three tests. Now, if you are applying or you've already applied, you could take all three or take the test that you're particularly interested in. I suggest you take all three. They give you a 1-year window for your results. So when you take the test, it's like I took it today. So that means I have until next year, April 5th, 2025, where those test scores expire. So those test scores are good for 1 full year, y'all. And if you apply to something and you don't make it, you can apply again because your test scores stay on file. Now, I took 2 tests today. One was the 718, and that's a basic skills computing test. And then I took the 916, which is the custodial. Now, I have one more test to take, y'all, and that's the 955, and that's for mechanic. Because Miss K like to tinker with stuff, and I'm kind of good with that. So I want to take that test as well. That, out of all three, the 955, baby, that's the hardest. Like, you need a book for that. So let me break it down to y'all how the test is. So the 718, the basic computer skills test. It's that simple. It's that simple. You don't need to study. You don't need a book. You don't need a cheat sheet because you can't cheat because you have to physically go to a testing center to take these tests. Okay, y'all? So it ain't done at home. You ain't doing it on your laptop or your phone. You have to physically go to a testing center for these tests. You have to leave. You have to lock everything up and only take your person in these rooms. But the 718, too easy. Too fucking easy. It's literally what you would do on your computer at home, your laptop, or what you may do on your phone if your phone has all these functions. Like right click on something, make the screen larger, delete something, add something, open something, save something. It's that simple, baby. It's not that hard. Like, generally, it's 25 questions. They give you a good amount of time. They give you like 60 minutes for this test. Baby, you don't need that. You don't need it. It's very simple. Make sure that you read, but honestly, it was simple as fuck. It's too simple. You cannot fuck it up. You can't. It's too easy. Like, it'll say, how do you save? Click on file, save. Like, literally, and it's on the computer, so you just use the mouse and click every fucking wheel. Or you may type 1 or 2 things. Change the address from 123 to 456. It's that simple. You cannot fuck it up. It's that simple. So, and in the test, you can skip a question if you need to, but you don't need to. You really don't. Okay? You don't need to. And you can come back to it before you finish the whole test. Because once you click finish, the test is done. If something, you can't answer it or whatever, skip it and then try to go back and answer it to the best of your ability. Don't leave anything unanswered. That's the number 1 rule in test taking. Because some of these tests, it counts against you if you don't answer a question. I suggest you answer. But in the 718 basic computer skills test, you can't fuck it up. You can't. Okay? So 25 questions. You got 60 minutes. I swear to God to y'all, you will not take 60 minutes for this test. It's no way. There's none. So because I took mine back to back, I had to wait like 5 minutes. They send your results up. They upload them and then they reset you up. So now they reset me up for the 916, which is the custodial test. Now, this test is broken down. This one is a little bit longer than the 718. It's like they have, I think it's 4 sections. It's broken down into about chemicals, cleaning, safety, and I forgot what the other one is. And it's broken down. It's like 15 questions each. I forgot the time limit they gave, but you will pretty much use a majority of your time limit on this because you really need to read it so that you understand. Now, some of it, I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. Some of it was simple. Like, it's simple. Like, do you mix bleach with fucking goddamn ammonia? Hell no. Do you, when you mop the floor, what is the mop for? What is the bucket for? If you finna clean bulbs, what do? Throw water on it? No. Like, those, some of the answers, those were some of the questions, and those were some of the answers. Like, it's common sense shit. Or if you have a ladder, where should the ladder be? Do you allow people to walk under the ladder while you're doing work? So, should you secure the area? All types of fuckery. Should you just grab a piece of equipment? If wires are frayed, should you start working on it? That type of stuff. It's like common sense shit. Now, what got Miss K and Megan, some of y'all. So there were a couple of questions. I know for a fact I fucked up too. I know that. And they were questions in regards of how to clean a certain piece of equipment. So you're going to get, I'm not going to lie to y'all, 2 right questions, 2 right answers, and 2 wrong. You're going to know automatically when you look at the answers that they're wrong. You know that's no fucking way that's what you use. The other 2, you're going to be going back and forth. So you will spend time on a couple of questions because those answers, there's going to be 2, you're going to be questioning which one is the most correct one. So take your time with these things. Make sure that you read them properly and thoroughly because you want to answer everything and try to answer it, the best answer you can. Now, with the 916, in this test, they have it where you can star a question. So you star the question, which means you can't answer it and you're going to come back to it. So you can move forward in the test. And at the very end, you just go back and click on the star questions. And whatever you start, it will take you back so that you can answer them. Okay? Or you can go back to all your questions before you hit the finish button and check all your answers on it. Okay? Now, the end of the test is very, very critical. I need you guys to make sure that you pay attention if you're going to take the 916. At the very end, it has the one last section. It's weird. So it's like a diagram, and it's letters at top, numbers on the bottom. It's like a box. So the questions that they ask you, okay, will be like, if 5 is greater than 4, place 5. It says if 5 is greater than 4, right? But less than the last item in the row. Substitute the last item in the row for P and then the difference between 5 and 4. You heard what I said. That is exactly how the last section goes. And it's 15 questions of that shit. It's not that hard, but you make sure you read it thoroughly because you will fuck up if you don't do it. You have to read it. But remember, I said you guys can go back. So if you want to start it to go back, you can. But you can actually get through it if you just read it. This part of the test will take the majority of your time because you really have to read through it. And every question has this chart. Every question. The answers are different. The way they pose a question is different, but you're going to still use this weird ass chart. Okay. And it's usually, I think it's like LMNOP, QRST, and then underneath is numbers this way. Excuse me, y'all. It's numbers this way, and the main column of numbers 1 through 8, and then numbers across. That's how it goes. So make sure that you read it because if you don't read it, you're going to answer it wrong. Real talk. You're going to answer that shit wrong. Okay. So that is 4 sections, 15 questions each. And when you finish one section, you hit finish, it will take you to the next section. And then you hit finish, it'll take you to the next section. Remember, if you want to go back, you can go back on your answers, but make sure you go back before you hit the finish button. If you hit the finish button in the 916, you're done. with that section, and it will move you to the next, and you can't go back. Okay. At the very end of this particular test, the 916, there's a survey. You have to take the survey. It's a simple survey. You know, how was the questions? How was this? Was the test facility? Blah, 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 blah. It's included in part of the test. So you have to take the survey. Take the survey. And then once you take the survey, you're done. Now, the 955, y'all, is for mechanic. It's a little bit harder. I know people who've taken it, they were behooved by some of the answers, the questions on the test. This does come with a study guide. You can also find how to take the 955 on YouTube. A lot of people have done videos on it, on the questions, how to answer the questions and whatnot. When I take the 955, y'all, I will let y'all know I'm giving myself a week to study for this. A week and maybe a half to study for the 955, since it requires me to actually read some shit and I have to look at it and know what I'm doing. Okay. Now, when you complete your test, the 718, the 916, when you're done and you leave the testing facility, literally in 5 minutes, you get an email from the Postal Service if you registered and logged on to their testing stuff, and it will kick back if you pass or not. Now, the 718, it doesn't give you a score. It tells you if you're eligible or ineligible. If you're eligible, that means you passed. And there's no reason why none of y'all should be ineligible for some basic skills as computer tests. Okay? Whatever. So it'll tell you eligible, and it'll show you the jobs that you are eligible to qualify for. Like Moss clerk, which is a parts clerk in the parts room. You can be a tax support analyst, a tax clerk. They have PSC clerk on there, distribution clerk. Those were the things that I could qualify, that I can apply for because I'm eligible because I passed. Okay. Now on the 916, it gives you a test score. I ain't telling y'all, but I passed that motherfucker with flying colors. Anyway, so in the 916, you will get, for the custodial test, you will get your results. It will give you a test score, and it will tell you what you're eligible to apply for. So I'm eligible for a custodial, a labor custodial, a lead labor custodial, something else. I can't remember, y'all, but it will tell you what you qualify for, what you're able to apply for. So if you're only doing that and you're not interested in the 955, you're only interested in the 916 and the 718, then take those tests. Now, what happens is, once the test scores are done, it kicks back to whoever is over your maintenance department, whoever they're hiring for. They get those test scores. And then what you want to do is get in touch with that particular person, that coordinator, about what your next step is. So if you're not in the custodial craft, let's say you're a clerk, a PSC clerk, or if you're a regular clerk, or if you're a mail handler like me, then you want to know the next step. If you want to apply for a position, you can go ahead and apply for a position. The maintenance coordinator will tell you how to do that. Right now, I'm not applying for anything because I want to take the 955. But because this is mass opening, they will contact you in regards to that. Remember, y'all, if you're not a custodian, you're not a mechanic already, and you're trying to get it, remember you're changing your craft. So for clerks, it's easy. If you're already a PSC clerk or a regular clerk, it's easy because clerks are under maintenance custodial. They're under the clerk craft. Under the APWU, they're clerks. Okay. For mail handlers like me, it's a little bit different because if I'm going to be going into maintenance or become a custodian, I'm changing my craft. And there's paperwork that has to be done for me to change my craft if I apply for a position and I get it. Okay. I may not get it, or I may not apply at all, but you have to do paperwork. So just want to let y'all know how the test was. 916, 718, easy peasy. It really is. Just make sure you read all the questions. Don't be in such a rush. You have plenty of time. I finished way before the 60 minutes on the 718. The 916, I finished before time, but I took my time because you really have to read the questions. If that's what you guys want to do, take the test. If you already applied for it and you're waiting for them to give you the email for the testing, they're going to send that to you, and then you pick your test date and your test time. Okay, so Miss K passed both the 916 and the 718. It told me what I was eligible for. So now my next step is to take the 955 and see if I'm going to apply for any positions, see what's open in my particular facility. And then I'll let y'all know Miss K going to still be a mail handler, or she going to motherfucking maintenance, baby. So, hey, just let y'all know. Got to keep your options open. Got to keep your options open. So, just want to give y'all a little heads up on what I did today. It was a beautiful day, beautiful morning this morning. Nice and cool. I enjoyed it, even though I was tired. Oh, shit. So, enjoy the rest of your fucking Friday. Don't forget, tomorrow night, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, my postal freaks. I will be on live late night vibes, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And y'all know what time it is. So y'all know what time to come through. My regulars and my non-regulars and people who ain't even postal people been sliding through as regulars. So make sure you catch me tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you guys, if you are interested in the maintenance and you apply for it, or you haven't and you was concerned about taking the test or whatever, it ain't that hard, baby. But that 955 though, Miss K got to give y'all another one on that because that ain't no cake. The other shit cake. Okay? All right. So, enjoy the rest of y'all day. And always remember my postal freaks. Love and light. Peace.